Welcome to Central Coast Stadium for the second week of our live pre-game interviews, this week ahead of the club's clash with Wellington Phoenix from 5 p.m. tomorrow. In a few minutes' time, we'll have Storm Rue on to offer a player's perspective, but as always, we kick off with the club's head coach, Phil Moss, the man who has guided the Mariners to 2 wins from 2 matches over the past week. Mossy, thank you for your time once again. How have you assessed your side's start to the new campaign?
Yeah, look, obviously it's great to get off to a good start last week and get the result. We know the performance was below par to what we're capable of, but certainly the first round of most seasons is scrappy, to say the least. It's about battling through and finding a way to get the result, and we did that at home in front of a fantastic crowd here at Central Coast Stadium. The atmosphere was brilliant, and I have to pay tribute to our fans for probably giving us that little bit of a kick along in the last few minutes to find a winner. So great to see Mitchell Duke on the score sheet. Malik Mane I thought was quite strong, and we certainly took some positive signs out of it, and then to go up the Gold Coast and get through the FFA Cup quarter-final into the semi-final. So it's made for a good week, but we've got to go on with that tomorrow night against Wellington Phoenix.
Obviously, it is the Phoenix who will arrive at Central Coast Stadium tomorrow. What did you make of their opening round loss to Perth Glory at the Cake Tin?
Yeah, look, similar to most of the first round games, if you take out probably Melbourne Victory's performance first round, I think everyone was finding their feet. So, Wellington were no different. They obviously suffered a loss at home, which isn't great for them to start the season. So no doubt they'll be fired up coming here tomorrow night. But this is our home ground, and we've taken a giant step forwards in turning into a fortress once again this season, and we want to make sure that we do everything tomorrow night to continue that.
You mentioned the win over Palm Beach in the FFA Cup just a few minutes ago. A lot of players performed strongly in that match. As such, what can we expect from your team selection tomorrow?
Yeah, look, obviously Matty Sims scored the 4 goals and got all the plaudits, but there was some great performances before Matty came off the bench, and to wear the opposition down and open the spaces in midfield for Matty and the other subs that came on to exploit the spaces in midfield, and that augured well. But at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you, and I thought the performance the other night was fantastic with the ball. We did a lot of good stuff, played to the structures that we're trying to build, and that's a work in progress. But certainly I thought the standout performances were probably Matty Sim off the bench and Glenn Trefiro. Anthony Caceres had a good game in midfield, and Mickey Neal again, stood out as a young player coming through. But no one let us down on the night. It was a good overall team performance.
Another player who's just joined the Mariners is Jacob Posculero. I think a lot of fans would be interested to know how he's fitting in with the squad.
Yeah, very well. Jacob's come to us from Blacktown City in the State League, but he's had experience in the Series C in Italy, and he's been in a professional environment before, and he's stepped up very seamlessly. And he's putting pressure on to be involved in the squad, and I'm sure he'll add to us. He's a very versatile player, can play right back, right centre back, left centre back, and number 6. And I'm sure he could probably even do a job at left back. So he's very versatile, and that's crucial. That's very valuable to us in a squad of only 24 players, and when you can only name a match day squad of 16.
When I put the call out for questions from media this morning, Mossy, the common theme that came back was that of Michael McGlinchey. How do you feel about his return to this venue tomorrow in yellow and black this time instead of yellow and navy?
Yeah, look, hopefully we'll enjoy his return at the end of the game when we've got 3 points. That's the target, obviously, and we're very motivated to do that. Mikey had some great years here at the Mariners, five great years, and a lot of success. The Mariners helped turn him in to an international player from an A-League player. He went to an Olympic Games and a World Cup. And he gave the club good service as well. How it finished wasn't great, the process surrounding that, but that's football. We move on, and he's a quality player. We know that. We know what his strengths are. We also know where we could maybe exploit him a little bit, but we've got to make sure our defensive structure is rock solid to deal with the threat of him and Burns and Brocky, and the midfield Riera is a good number 6. Who starts to play for Wellington. So if our structures are good and we can nullify their threats, then I've got every confidence that we can certainly cause them some problems as well.
Phil Micallef from SBS The World Game would like to know what reception you believe Michael might receive tomorrow night here at the stadium.
Look, I don't know. I'm not in the supporters' minds. I don't know what sort of reception he'll get, but certainly the game plan doesn't just deal with Michael McGlinchey. It deals with all their threats, as I said: Riera, Burns, Brocky, McGlinchey. They're the main ones who can cause you problems. And if we can nullify them, then we'll go a long way to getting a positive result. But I just hope the supporters get here in their numbers again. 10,500 last week was great for the boys. Nothing less than they deserve. And if we can fill those sort of numbers again and get the same sort of atmosphere, then I'm sure that'll give the players the energy to get over the line.
On to other matters, Mossy, and the club will wear pink kits tomorrow for the third season in a row. We've never lost in pink, won by the 1-goal margin all the time, so is it a good omen and also obviously a good cause?
Look, I hope so, and I think some of our players look fantastic in pink, particularly Storm Roo. It really brings his eyes out. And I'm sure it'll add a yard of pace to him tomorrow night as well. So, look, it's for a great cause, and we've got no problem as a club getting behind it. And we've all been affected in one way, shape, or form by cancer. And we're in a very privileged position that our job allows us to create awareness and help raise money for what affects so many people's lives.
Finally, Mossy, due to Western Sydney Wanderers' involvement in the AFC Champions League final this year, the team's got we'll call it a week off next season, at least a match off. How do you then prepare the team for Sydney FC the following week?
Yeah, look, I think it's come at a great time for us because we had a heavy pre-season, and if we can top off week one with another 3 points, then that'll be 9 points in 7 days from 3 games. Obviously, 2 A-League games and a FFA Cup quarter-final, and then it just gives us a chance to take stock and see where we're at and do a review. Where we need to improve, where we've been good, and gives us a chance also to freshen the players up. The physical position that we're all in is magnificent. The boys are flying physically, and it just gives us a chance to take stock, as I said, and freshen up and then go down to Sydney FC nice and fresh and ready to rip in.
Mossy, thanks for your time once again, and let's make it 3 from 3 against the Knicks.
My pleasure, Benny. Thank you.
We'll be back with Storm Roo in just a few minutes' time. We're back live with Central Coast Mariners defender Storm Roo, who tomorrow will come up against the team that represents his homeland, New Zealand. Stormy, is it always good coming up against some of the guys you play with in the international arena?
Yeah, it's always fun. I'm really good mates with them and a good bunch of boys. So yeah, it's always exciting to come up and play against them.
On that note, mate, do you think that some of your knowledge of those players helps you prepare for a game like this?
Yeah, definitely. I think you get to know players the more you play with them and the more camps you go in. So I think I can use it to my advantage. A few things I know, yeah.
Anthony Hudson is the new New Zealand boss. Do you think he'd perhaps look at this game a little bit more closely, given that you're up against some guys that are usually teammates in the national team?
Yeah, I think from what he's been saying to the team, he's interested in every game really. He's really looking to strengthen the squad and get as many players in the camps as possible, and get some more depth. So I think he'll be having a close eye on this game.
Mate, Michael McGlinchey left the Mariners for the Phoenix, but I know there are many players in the squad that are still very close with him. Has there been any banter flying back and forth amongst the players this week, or has it been left alone?
For me, it's been left alone. I'm not sure about some of the older boys, some of the boys that have been playing with him longer. But no, he's a great bloke, and all the boys love him here. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him.
You scored your first and only Hyundai A-League goal against the Phoenix last year. So do you perhaps draw on some of those memories of that goal when you prepare for a game such as this?
Yeah, I think personally I enjoy playing against Phoenix, and yeah, hopefully I can get another one. I'll be looking to get forward and hopefully bring some attack into play.
We didn't see it on the live stream, but the boys trained in pink today to get their eye in ahead of the game. Was it different, perhaps looking for pink rather than the yellow or navy, or they stand out pretty well?
It stands out pretty well. It's a good kit, and it's it's for a good cause, and a few of the boys are looking good in it. So no, it's a good kit.
You were just behind the camera then when Mossy said it brings your eyes out. What do you think of his call there?
Oh, well, I'm flattered.
And Stormy, you didn't travel up to the Gold Coast for the match against Palm Beach Sharks. So where did you watch the game and who with?
Yeah, me and Griffo stayed back and watched it, and we were really impressed. Simi got some jammy goals in there. He goes 4 goals. I think it was a bit of a fluke, but he done well, and the boys done well. They're really impressed.
And some of the reactions from the other guys that stayed behind about Matt Sim and his efforts. So you said about you and Brent, but did you see something, anything flying on social media, perhaps on Snapchat?
Oh, he was a big player. He was a big player on Twitter after that. I think he's turned into #1. But like me and Griff were watching, and we couldn't believe it. It's great.
Stormaroo, thanks for your time here at Central Coast Stadium. We look forward to watching you tomorrow against the Knicks at the Fortress.
Cheers, Benny. Thanks.
Thanks again to everyone who has tuned in. We hope to see you here at Central Coast Stadium tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tickets are from Ticketek or at the gate.